Hi everybody, and welcome to Two Wrasslin Dogs Farms. So today we're going to be talking about permaculture and why it's so important. So when we bought this property, one of the things that we fell in love with was the fact that we had so many wild berries growing on the property, and the other thing I fell in love with is this beautiful stone wall. Now last year we got a load of wood chips delivered, and we put down a really nice layer about 10 to 12 inches thick of wood chips. And about a week ago, we took the asparagus crowns that I had started from seed and we planted them in a ditch that we dug in the wood chips. Now, asparagus is very difficult to start from seed, but it was a lot less expensive than using the asparagus crowns, which usually mature in about a year and cost about $1 each. Whereas I bought seeds and started them from seed for about $2 and got about 40 plants out of it. Now the thing is, these will probably not mature to asparagus spears that are edible for probably about 2 years. But I'm into the investment, and as soon as we're done cooking tonight, I'm going to come back out here and water, but we're going to go inside and we're going to make a permaculture dinner. Now eventually, in a couple of years, my asparagus will grow to be about this size. Now if you can't wait 2 or 3 years, I would recommend getting asparagus crowns, which you can buy from places like Fedco. And asparagus crowns, you'll plant them in the fall using the same method we used with our seeded asparagus, and the next spring you'll start finding thinner asparagus stalks, and eventually in about a year you'll get them this size. And today we're going to be grilling them, and we're going to be making some stuffed mushrooms with our wine cap mushrooms, which were another part of our permaculture experiment. And we bought mycelium spores about 2 years ago from Olga at Smoketown Mushrooms, and we put the spores out around a few different spots on our farm. And this year those wine cap mushrooms are coming up in 4 different spots. So our cheesy polenta has cooled down now, and it's a little bit firm, which is exactly what I wanted. And we're just going to take a nice dollop of it. And we're just going to fill the mushroom caps with a nice layer of the polenta. Just like that. Now you notice one of the mushrooms had a little hole in it, just like that, totally natural. So that the polenta doesn't pour through it, I just made a little slice of polenta and covered them up. And Minnie completely agrees with my methodology here. So we're going to fill up all of the polenta into our mushroom caps. So our mushroom caps are now filled with polenta, nice heaping servings of polenta. And yesterday I sauteed a bunch of wine cap mushrooms in some olive oil and butter. So we're just gonna, this is gonna be a very, very rustic dish, and obviously very filling. So we're just going to top all these mushrooms with our sauteed mushrooms. So all the caps now have a good covering of the sauteed mushrooms, and I am just going to put a little bit of cheese. Not too much, because remember the polenta has cheese already, and the mushrooms have been sauteed in olive oil and butter. And if you notice that I'm cooking on a silpat, which is a great thing to use because the cheese will just melt onto the silpat and not burn. Great thing to have in your kitchen and totally worth purchasing. And they're usually only about $10 a piece. And they're great for cooking when you want to have a non-stick surface. So everything now has a nice little sprinkling of cheese. And then this is some of the thicker wine cap. excuse the dogs. Some of the thicker wine cap stems I cut into little julienne strips and fry them up till they're crispy. So we're just going to top each mushroom cap with a little bit of the crispy wine caps, just like that. Well, 20 minutes in the oven and our mushrooms are ready. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned this to you, but I did not add any oil to the mushroom caps, and there's a reason why. There's enough of the butter and oil in the polenta and the mushrooms, so the wine cap mushrooms just kind of cooked beautifully right underneath the polenta. And there is our beautiful plate with our roasted asparagus. Now, obviously, the two of us are not going to eat all 8 of these tonight. So these are wonderful to have in the refrigerator. In fact, tomorrow morning I'm thinking about reheating a couple with a egg cooked over easy right on top for breakfast. And I'll also probably freeze a few because I'd like to give a gift to our friend Jerry, who's been doing such a great job of taking care of our editing for us. My only regret is that this is one of those dishes that I was hoping I could make during a workshop here at Two Wrasslin Dogs Farms, but unfortunately we're still under lockdown here at the end of May. But someday we will be back, and if you're in the New York or Connecticut area, you can start attending our workshops. But in the meantime, we're going to continue making videos, so please remember to subscribe to our channel, Chris Napolitano, and like and follow our page, Two Wrasslin Dogs Farms. Thank you so much. Stay healthy and stay happy.